Hey, what is up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. San Francisco 49ers gone out and they signed Jimmy G to a deal. And not only did they sign Jimmy G to a deal, Jimmy G is going to be the highest paid player in the NFL. This contract honestly is freaking crazy. It's going to be booking in at a 5-year deal for $137.5 million. Jimmy G, this will be his first full-time start, taking over the job for the San Francisco 49ers. Of course, in the past, Jimmy G was going to be the fill-in quarterback during the whole Brady Gate, during the whole inflating footballs scandal, where he was going to be sat down for, I believe, 4 games. But Jimmy Garoppolo was injured in game number 2. And was not able to fulfill what the Patriots needed. But last year, when Jimmy G came over, he filled a huge void for the 49ers. It gave us a big uplift into our season. At that point, we had only won 1 game when Jimmy G came in, and it was kind of crazy. The Jimmy G trade happened, and we didn't play him right off the bat. And I thought that was mainly because maybe the trade happened during the week, and he didn't have time to learn the playbook. And then he didn't play the next week. And it just was like, what are we doing? I understand that if this guy is going to be your guy of the future, but do you really trade for this guy only to make sure you have the ability to sign him as a free agent or to lock him up with the franchise tag and not play him? I understand that the offensive line is not the best line in football, and that's one of the things that I think that we need to work on. One of the reasons why I wanted to save a little bit of money. There was no doubt in my mind after, Jimmy G lifted all our hopes, winning those last 5 games. Let's break that down. Honestly, we didn't go out there and we beat chopped liver. We started from scratch. We went out there, we beat the Bears, and then we went out there, and I know we beat another bad team. What team was that team? We beat the Texans, who were 3-10. Then we go out, we beat the Titans, who were on the ability to be a playoff team. Then we go out and we beat the Jags. And, we didn't beat the Rams at full strength. They had already locked up the season. They knew they were going to the playoffs, and they wanted to take a little bit of rest before it. But we beat the Rams. Honestly, we beat 3 teams that played in the playoffs in those last 5 games to finish at 6-10. That was a big boost to our team. The 49ers, signing Jimmy G, locking up our quarterback, I think is one of the pieces of the puzzles, the build towards the future for the 49ers. I think as of right now, basically only the defensive line and Jimmy G is about the only thing that I'm locked into at this point. I think one of the big things that we need to do is be able to figure out what's going on with our running back situation. Carlos Hyde had a year last year. It wasn't the best year of his career. I'd be willing to let him walk, and I might be crazy, but I think that honestly, running backs, when it comes down to it, are a dime a dozen. Yeah, it's not going to be a guy like Carlos Hyde more than likely, but we have some picks coming up in the next draft. It's not like we're going to use that number 9 or number 10 on running back, but you can pick a decent running back that can start in the NFL in round number 2, or pick up a free agent off the market. I think that the offensive line needs to be a big thing. We need to build that outside defense. Some cornerbacks. I've heard some rumors of using that number 9 pick on a cornerback. I believe it was from Ohio State. I don't get a chance to watch much college football. So basically when they hype somebody up, I think they're going to be the next big thing. It doesn't always work out for us, but I've been fans of what was going on with Jimmy Ward. I really liked him, and I think that there's pieces of the puzzles that we can build on and get us going here. The Niners finished at 6-10. There's a lot of ground to make up to jump over the Seahawks and definitely to catch up with the Rams, but to build us up in the West. So this is the first piece of the puzzle to get us back on track. Jimmy G, 5 years, locked in. Let's see what we can do now, baby. Draft coming up, a lot of free agents coming in.